Hi, I'm Lisa Hostetler-Brown, and this is Legally Speaking with Lawyer Lisa. I'm joined today by Terry Gunn. Thank you so much for joining us.
It's great to be with you today.
Terry is going to tell us a little bit about his story and how he came to Lawyer Lisa, and a little bit about what that's meant to him and his family. So again, thanks for joining us, Terry. And I'd love to have a little bit of a background about your situation, what was going on in your life when you came to us.
Yes, so it all started in 2020. My parents were in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They had outlived their retirement savings and were really just living on Social Security and a couple of small pensions. And they were having some health problems. So we moved them to Columbia into a continuing care retirement center. And we were able to do that with their budget and us kicking in a few $100s a month. But things started to deteriorate in 2025. My mom fell like 6 times in 1 week. Her dementia began to progress, and we found ourselves in assisted living and not just putting in a few hundred a month, but a few thousand a month to supplement their living expenses. And as she progressed, even over the next couple of months, we were beginning to face skilled nursing as the need, and not only just doing a few thousand, but about 12,000 a month, way more than we had at our disposal. And a friend at work had worked with Lawyer Lisa before, and they said we should give you a call. I did, and you immediately put a team to work for us.
So what did that feel like right upon hiring Lawyer Lisa? How did that feel once you made that decision?
Well, we were definitely in gridlock. We were faced with a bit of a sucker punch with how much it was costing us to provide care for our parents. But then once we sat down, you were very assuring, said, we've got this covered. And we immediately had a team that worked on getting my mom qualified for Medicaid, but also finding a really good place that she could live out her final few months with us.
That's wonderful. And so was this process easy or difficult? A lot of people aren't sure about what the Medicaid process is like or what that feels like.
It was a lot more difficult than I thought doing it on my own. I work in the healthcare industry, and you would think I would know how to work through the Medicaid process, but I really didn't understand the nuances. And having a checklist and frequent calls with our coordinator made it very easy. We knew exactly what needed to be done week by week. And even though it takes a little bit of time to work through the Medicaid approval process, we were able to do it very quickly, got it right the first time, and got approval right away.
I love that, getting right the first time, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Now, was there anything about the experience that really stood out to you as being above and beyond or special? Can you tell me about that?
It was really special to me. Mom, this was about a 10-month process for my mom before she passed. But it was always very comforting. Cassandra, who was our care coordinator, she would call me from time to time. I would show up at my mom's room every week, and I'd sometimes see Cassandra's card that she had been there, and she'd fill me in on things she was seeing, and she'd go keep my dad informed because he was living in a different place. So it was really not just the process of doing the things that we needed to do, but I felt like I had another member of the family that was walking through this process with us, and I was so grateful for that.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
So there may be other people watching this that have loved ones that are starting to decline and they're not sure what to do or how they're going to pay for it. What advice would you give them?
Don't wait. It definitely takes some time to work through the process. We waited till we were having to funnel a lot of money from our own savings account, well over $10,000 a month, and we knew we couldn't sustain that. Had we started earlier, we could have avoided a whole lot of expense and really be able to move from kind of a panicked financial giver to really being a family member to my mom in her final days. So that was really nice.
Oh, that's so wonderful. Mm-hmm. And thank you again for sharing your story with us.
Absolutely, it's a pleasure.
Great. Well, thanks again to Terry for joining us, and thank you for joining us. If you need more information about the services that Lawyer Lisa provides, please visit our website or scan the QR code on the bottom of the screen. I'm Lisa Hostetler-Brown, and this is Legally Speaking with Lawyer Lisa.